Good morning, class. So, how was your day today? Okay, good. So, parang konti lang tayo ngayon 14 pa lang tayong 14 pa lang tayo dito sa meet. By the way, what is our lesson last meeting? Can you remember? Anyone? Yes, Mr. Lasin. Yes, very good. All about cell. It's all about cell. So, what is cell? You can answer? Yes, Mr. Lasin ulit. Yes, very good. Cell is the smallest unit that can live on its own, and that's make up all living organism. And of course, the tissues of our body. So, is there any question about cell? So, wala. So, kung ganon, proceed na tayo sa ating new lesson. By the way, but before that, let's do this activity. So I will give you a set of abbreviation and you will decode it. So bubuuin nyo or i-arrange nyo yung mga letters para makuha yung tamang word. So ito na yung mga letters. So I will give you 4 minutes to answer. Madali lang naman to. 4 words lang naman to. So okay, time's up. So you can recite or share their answer. Yes, Miss Mandola. Okay, very good. Carbohydrates, lipids, protein, and nucleic acid. So lahat ba nakatama? Okay, very good. So class, what food that you eat this morning? Do you think that the food you eat are contain carb, protein, lipids, or nucleic acid? So wala pa kayong idea, no? So our today our lesson for today is about biomolecules. So yung mga words na dinicode nyo kanina are the 4 major categories of biomolecules. I want you to think for a moment about your very favorite food. So what is it? It is pizza, salad, burger, or etc. So well, we have different food preferences, but food is a source of a large molecule that are needed for life. It is called biomolecule. So there are 4 major biomolecules that make up all of life, and this will be the focus of our lesson. So before we get into details about the 4 biomolecules, we need to talk about one very important vocabulary word, the word monomer. So a monomer is a building block. If I had some large substance, the parts that make up the substance are called monomer. Just like building blocks. We're going to talk a lot about monomer today because we need to understand what the biomolecules are made of, and we need to understand biomolecules because they are building a component of life. We typically get biomolecules from food. This is why we must eat in the first place. The biomolecules serve to keep organism alive. So the 4 biomolecules are the carbs, carbohydrates, lipids, protein, and the nucleic acid. So let's introduce the four biomolecules and talk their function and structure. So let's start with carbohydrates. Well, carbs are something you probably heard about when people are talking about diets. Carbohydrates are sugar. We get 4 kilocalories per gram of carbs we eat. So, pasta and bread are example of food heavy in carbohydrates. So, carb uh, is the most common organic molecules. Carbs are actually a very important source of energy. In fact, that one a big function of carb. They are a great fast source of energy. Carbs have a monomer. So again, remember, monomer are building block. So the monomer for carb is called monosaccharide. So yan, monosaccharide make up carbohydrates. So the example of carbohydrates are uh, chocolate, bread, pasta, fruits, vegetable, all food that come all from plants. So next one is the diverse group known as lipids. Lipids are better known as fats. We get 9 kilocalories per gram of fat that we consume, and they have two different types of building block. One type of building block is called fatty acids, and the other type is called glycerol. So now the example of lipids include cholesterol, butter, oil, steroid, fats, nuts, wax, and make up part of the cell membrane. Lipids, they have a lot of great function. Lipids are great for insulating. Also, you may not uh, you may you may not think about fats as being related to energy, but fats are a great source of long-term energy. They can uh, they can store energy for a long time. Lipids also make up cell membrane, so they are very important for life because all living things are made of cells. So next, protein. So protein is great for muscle building. Example of food that are high in protein include meats and many types of beans. The monomer of siyempre yung protein have also a monomer. It is called the amino acid. So sometimes you see these labels that say this has 20 amino acid in this food. So they really are just trying to say that it has protein, and protein are made up of amino acids. And in addition to it, being important for muscle development, protein is also very important in other function, such as working in the immune system and acting as enzyme. Remember, enzyme are made of protein, so protein are important for our body. So now when we start talking about genes, the DNA genes, the DNA code for protein that are very important for structure and function in the body. So the last biomolecules is known as nucleic acids. Nucleic acid include DNA and RNA, which we will get to when we get to genetics. They have a monomer called nucleotides. That's going to be an easy one for you to remember because nucleotides sounds like nucleic acids. And uh, and if considering DNA and RNA, both of these are involved in uh, genetic information for the coding of your traits. They are found in a lot of foods because whenever you eat something that came from something once living, it can still contain the DNA. For example, when you eat strawberry, you're actually consuming all the cells that make up that uh, that strawberry. Uh, in the nucleus of all of those strawberry cells is DNA. Plants and animals both have DNA. In fact, any type of life must contain nucleic acid like DNA to direct the cell activities. So we just powered through introducing the four biomolecules by providing examples and exploring their monomer and giving some general function. One one last very important part to mention is the structure can help with predicting their properties and easily being able to identify them. One thing I like you to do is to write the four biomolecules in the same order. We went in the same order. So like carbs, lipids, protein, and nucleic acid. Then, uh, then remember this mnemonic device that goes with these four biomolecules. The CHO, CHO, CHON, and CHOM. Instead of CHOM at the end with an M, it CHOM with an N. So the C stands for carbon, the H stands for hydrogen, the O stands for oxygen. So carbs, lipids, protein, and nucleic acid all have that CHO in there. It's just that protein and nucleic acid also have a N, which is nitrogen, and nucleic acids additionally have a P, which stands for phosphorus. So again, CHO, CHO, CHON, CHOM. This is the major element in the four biomolecules. So these elements are arranged differently in the four biomolecules, such as a ring arrangement or a chain arrangement. It is very important to explore that arrangement of these elements in biomolecules because the structure of that arrangement greatly impact the biomolecules function. So dito na nagtatapos ang ating lesson for biomolecules. So meron ba kayong hindi natin naintindihan? So malinaw naman sa inyo lahat. Okay, so very good. So by the way, please review about our sa mga na-discuss natin na topic because next meeting, magbibigay ako ng short quiz. So that's all, guys. By the way, Mr. Monitor, please check the attendance. That's all for today, class. See you next meeting. Bye, class. Thank you.